Hi guys, let's make another video for ArcoNet. So ArcoNet, we've made a kind of series on YouTube where we say let's download the latest ArcoNet, burn it with Linux Minstick or with Etcher on USB. Make sure all the motherboard settings are okay. That's in arcolinux.com where you can find that. Start here. All the menu is what you need to have a look at. And then you boot up, right? And the first line is the one that's for VirtualBox, for the AMD and the Intel guys. Second line is for NVIDIA. And if none of those work, right, it's line number 3. And there are two choices. The first 3 lines is the Linux kernel, and the second is the Zen kernel. And there is also LTS kernel and the CashOS kernel, and all these kernels basically have a look at your motherboard and try to recognize all bits and pieces, all parts, so that everything works. So that's something you need to have a look at, which kernel works best on my hardware. Then we boot up. ArcoNet gives you XFCE. You have an easy installation. What you see is what you get, which is XFCE, which is so stable and so efficient the last 7 years of ArcoLinux, right? And it's a good desktop to start up with. And yes, we did have this bar at the bottom, which feels more like Windows, and maybe you get the feeling, hey, we're missing out, shouldn't be there, right? It's so super simple to just put it there again. And you have a sort of Windows look. So what you see is what you get. You have your apps, your desktop, your XFCE, but once you go advanced installation online, you're done, right? You'll remove XFCE and then you need to select the desktop. Now I've made a video where we did not select the desktop. That might be another interesting workflow. Just get all the apps, right? All these apps, but not XFCE. And then you say, let's download a script of mine and I will install a combination of i3, BSPWM and Xmonad. Voila, all right? Your script, your installation, your choices, also a good idea. Or you're gonna use the Calamares, what it's made for, in the sense that you can select here things inside Calamares. Choose one of these 3 ways of booting up. Let me just shut that up here. That's gone and that's gone. We won't hear them again. So install grub, install systemd or the refined. If you don't know what to choose, then choose maybe install grub. That's still graphical. Systemd is the black thing, right? Next, there are already 2 kernels, but maybe you'd like to have another kernel. Okay, you can skip this. Maybe you need the Video Nouveau or Video Intel. Maybe, right? You should select it. That's drivers. SZM is already there, but you can have maybe some more designs. But we have a beautiful design as is, so there's no need to. And then we have here the choices, right? So we're going down the list and make a video and talk about different stuff while installing, doing the installation and rebooting and all that. So GNOME was the very last one. We've done all of those, and each video I've made some kind of comment or some kind of tip or explaining things. So this is the one we need. This is what you'll get. These are our choices. If you see things in here you don't like or don't want, right? But first off, just keep as is and then decide later on, oh, I don't want that ever to be on my machine. But then again, that's what scripts are for. We'll talk about that maybe later, or otherwise, if I forget, ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. That's what can be installed and could be a template for you guys after installation of any operating system you want to take control and want to remove things, want to add things, want to change things. Last attempt, but I did not send it to YouTube, so I'll do it again with possibilities, right? Choices. XFS, we can choose to no hibernate, with hibernate, and you choose whatever you like, investigate which system you want. No time, X4 is your choice. Okay, XFS is gonna be this one. You see the same thing as before. Well, not exactly, a little bit more swap here. Next, type in what password, username and all that. Next, install now. And then you wait for Calamares to partition everything, and if that's successful, voila, you can relax. If it's not successful, then there is this tool. Gparted is the one that makes your system, well, erases everything. Clean slate, as I say in English. You can remove things from your system by just selecting these partitions, putting in the dustbin, and then applying it, and done. It's gone. But you do that before you install Calamares, right? Calamares is done, it's working already, so that's too late. That's in the beginning. What I'd like to talk about is mirrors. There is this button, Update Arch Mirrors, and there are these aliases. We have a lot of aliases, as you see, and the word mirror starts with an M, so we scroll up and we see here a lot of lines about mirror. Okay, so that's something to remember, mirror. Now, there's another one which is called RAM and RAMs. So this one, RAM and RAMs. And that's also interesting. Okay, another desktop, 4 desktops. Control T and mirrorlist. This is the mirrorlist where we get the packages from ArcoLinux. This means we're talking about 90% of the packages that are on the system, and if we have fast fetch, FF is the shortcut, but you need to have the app -s y fast fetch. So I'm installing it on the live environment. So later on, if I want it, I have to install it again. Right? So we have 1,257 packages. These packages are all coming from a certain repo. The first one, not the second one, not the third one, the first one. But if a package is not available, it will get the second one and see if it's available there. Or the third one, or the fourth one. It's going down the list. So here we have all the countries. And Belgium is in here as well, but it's not logical. The best server for me is located in Sweden, and Sweden is certainly 1,500 kilometers from me, right? In the geo distance thing, right? So it doesn't make sense. But yeah, Osbeck is the one that wins. Now this is not ordered. We have put the best servers from the world at the top. And then we've just asked on the 6th of, on 18th of June, we've asked, hey, ArcoLinux, can you give me the best mirror list? Because sometimes servers go down, they don't exist anymore, right? So the line should be gone. Or they are partially okay and ArcoLinux gets them, removes them, right? So this list is the list from then. It's now 26. So if you see strange things happening and you, while updating, you see mirror list this and then no connection or timeout and stuff like that, it's time to type mirror or mirror A, mirror D, mirror S, mirror X, mirror XX, or RAM or RAMS. So S is for HTTPS. So it's basically your choice what you type, and the end result, and that's what matters, the end result has to be something for, if we quickly, you can see some message that is interesting, right? Failed to synchronize all databases, no servers configured for repository. So if that happens, you will remember seeing this video and say, ah, yeah, nothing was there. At this point in time, we see everything. And if we ask it again, Control X, there they are. And who wins? QQ something. like that, right? So if we do it again, it's this guy that provides me the packages, the databases for now, right? Not the packages yet, but the databases in kilobytes. If I don't want that because of I don't know what, right? You go in there, mirror list, and you do, oh, well, in my case, OGR, I need to have the hashtag. Hashtag means, let's not use it today. Control X, yes, please, right? And then if you update, it doesn't seem any different, but it is coming from a different server. It is the server that you see up here. The one that wins, not that one, but this one, not that one. Let's do nmirrorlist for one last, well, not last time. So this first line is not used because of the hashtag, so osbec is gonna win. So there was ram s, Control X, and no, we're not gonna save it. So there's mirror, which is actually the same thing, but it's another application. So rams, you can have a look at the Control Find, Control Alt F, I mean. So this is mirrors working, and the other one, ram, is actually a shortcut or an alias for rate mirrors. Voila, cancel, blah blah blah, accept everything, rate mirrors. So that's the guy who had the sense of let's make an application, right? Let's make an application 4 days ago and make sure that we have the best servers. Okay, so here we have information about how you can maybe change anything, right? Up to you. At this point in time, Reflector is still quite busy. And now he's finished. And when he's finished, we can do a mirrorlist again. And it wins France. France wins, and Frankia, right? And then Germany and all that. And I said, nah, not happy with those. So update. Now it's France. Same thing, of course, if things are always synced and mirrored and all that. If that's done, we get this exactly the same packages in, but sometimes they're not synced or the database is corrupt. Stuff like this happens. What else? There is also ArcoLinux osbec as mirror. So there's a script to quickly have these guys. Those guys are now in charge. Voila. And if I really want to go back to osbec, it's a little bit of manual work here. I say, that's the one I want, mirrorosbec.com. That's the best for me, Sweden. And when I update, Pacman goes to there, right? It goes to the server from Sweden, and it's super fast and super quick. Voila. I think I've covered the basics. So mirror, ram, ram-s. There's maybe one thing more, and there's the narco mirror list. So think about these movies about narco, right? Narco mirror list. Basically, it's nano arco mirror list, right? Narco. And you choose. I'm from the United States, so I'm gonna use GitLab. I'm from Sweden, I'm gonna use this one. So okay, if you're from Sweden, you say, okay, let's use this one. That's from me, and that's Belgium and the United States here and Australia. So just hashtag away things you don't want to use. Just put a hashtag in front of it. This one is not used by default, and that's the one we pay. All the rest are free. So we rather have the bandwidth taken from these guys because A, they're free, and this one we have to pay. There we find our ISOs, for example. All right, let's reboot, I guess. Let's see. Oops, that's a bit too quick. Let's have a look first here. No, it was a bit too soon. So here we have the same thing. Update arch mirrors. We can run this button, and it's basically Reflector. It's gonna go and watch the world and say who is the fastest mirror, and that's it. But that's live, right? That's a live environment. Now we're gonna go to the system, and the system has, of course, its own file. Its its own mirror list. Maybe that's the first thing we should check. If that's okay. So if you, in case you're wondering what is next, what should I do? ArcoLinux.com, start here and then follow the menu. You'll see what to do after a clean installation. Have fun, of course. And mirror list. We're using these guys. So Osbeck is the winner at this point in time. And narcomirrorlist. Those are the guys we use. And this is the one we're using, GitLab. Voila. For the rest, this is Ctrl-T, XD. We have Herbstluftwm, XDW. If you have a Wayland desktop, it will show up. If you don't, well, the directory does not exist, and it tells you as much. So just Herbstluftwm, that's all we have. There is a super Q thing, the super D thing, the super shift D thing. Super X is this, and super shift X is that. Escape. There are other things, of course, like super enter, super shift enter. There is super Q and super shift Q. Already said that. Ctrl-Alt-U is here. So Pulse Audio is here to set things up. As you see, if you like dark themes, you better use something like Alex Appearance. But now, right now we're trying to learn how does this thing work, right? Ctrl-T, FF does not exist. If you like fast fetch, NeoFetch has been sort of replaced by fast fetch. And if you like to see that again, you do this, right? So we're on Herbstluftwm. That means let's go to Ctrl-Alt-F and learn. We're 7 years old. That means we've probably covered all the facts. So all the things you need to know are probably already covered. So ArcoLinux D, well, I can type it capital D as well, but no, small d is nice. And then phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, tiling window manager, and we have Herbstluftwm, accept all. And here we have lots of articles, right? Lots of articles about polybar, changing looks. You check it out. Once you are in the world of TWM, you'll notice that there's a lot of things the same, right? So making videos for things that are exactly the same is sometimes, well, strange and even stupid, right? Making a terminal transparent is for everybody. Polybar update is for everybody. Polybar. There's things in here, right, that are applicable to any of the tiling window managers. And well, it's a study, right? It's a study. It's a university. That's what we try to be. A free Linux university. Things you can learn here are just incredible and quite, well, a lot. We end up with actually building your own distribution, right? That's this one. Building your own ISOs, learning desktops, all kind of information. And ALCI is here, Arise here. I mean, there's a lot to explore. All right, have fun.